Welcome you back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony being released on prison after a reduction in his bail to $250,000. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. The 17-year-old youth Carmelo Anthony, who has been charged with first-degree murder of Austin Metcalf, has been released from prison. After today, the judge reduced his bail from $1 million to $250,000. His family was able to gather enough money to get him out of jail and to trial. He has been released. But after the release of this young man and after the judge reduced his bail, the racism that spewed towards the judge and Carmelo Anthony was just relentless. If you went on X and see what these Mayo savages was saying about a judge who's been on that bench for 23 years, was saying, you would have said this country has not came forward, not 10%. America is still the same country that it was when it was founded. Yes, we're able to walk around and do certain things, but what's in these savages' minds right now, because this young man decided to defend himself and not run, not hide. See, George Zimmerman can defend himself. Kyle Rittenhouse can defend himself. Hell, Daniel Penny can choke somebody out on a subway when the person is not even attacking him. But when we do one thing, that's defend ourselves and our right as a human being, we are vilified, we're called criminals, we're asked who raised this young man. Well, his father was in court. That's who raised the young man. A young man who was an A student, a young man who had 2 jobs, a young man who was the captain of his football and track team, a young man who saved a young girl when she was 13 years old. That's the young man that they know about. But if you look at the media, like I told you several times about what Malcolm X said about the media, that they can make a guilty man look innocent and an innocent man look guilty. And if you see the way they were asking questions about Carmelo Anthony, they never asked questions that, do you believe that it was right for Austin Metcalf to walk up on his personal space and after being threatened? Why didn't Austin Metcalf walk away? Did you ever see them ask his parents that? But it seems like they want to put all the emphasis on Carmelo Anthony because he's a black man. See, the black man is supposed to be the big strong man. You know, he's supposed to be able to take on 2 or 3 men, get his ass whooped and go get up and go back to work. But Carmelo Anthony, just like any other man on this earth, had a right. And his right was to defend himself. He felt threatened. Don't matter if you feel threatened. He felt threatened. And many people in the media are supporting the Metcalf family because he is a white male. They feel as though no white male should be attacked by a black male. Now, if he would have did this to 2 young black males, oh, they would have said he stood his ground. Matter of fact, it wouldn't even be in the media. But since it was the All-American boys, the boys who never get into trouble, but what we have found out is that they are bullies in the community. And that's going to come out when their investigation, and they investigate these 2 boys throughout the community and how they treated other young people in that community. They will see that this is who they are. He has no right to just walk up to somebody who wasn't bothering him. That Karmelo wasn't breaking a law. It was raining outside. He just wanted to get under the cover. But it seems like they had to be on the slave catcher patrol, basically telling you where you can sit, where you can go, who you can talk to. But it was the wrong day for Austin Metcalf. He found out the hard way that you just can't walk up to anybody. And see, he's been doing that his whole life because he felt so comfortable walking up to Karmelo Anthony. But this young man stood his ground like his father taught him to. You don't run from nobody. And he didn't. And he didn't run from Austin Metcalf. And that's why Austin Metcalf is where he is right now. He should have walked away. He should have went and got school personnel. He should have got the police officer who works at the school. That's what he could have done. So why are you asking what Karmelo could have done? I'm glad that he has been released. His family is going to catch hell for the next year until they come back with a grand jury indictment. You know, it takes a trial about 6 months to a year before this trial comes along. He's going to be stuck in a house. And you know, those yahoos in Texas, those Mayo monsters, going to be out there bothering the Anthony family. I hope they took their kids out of school for the simple fact, you know how they act. They're all on code in Frisco, Texas. We don't know if the attorney is going to try and seek a change of venue, but you know what? The new attorney seems like the type of attorney who can speak the language of that community to let them know that this is a stand your ground, that he was not doing anything to him. He warned him to leave him alone. If you warn somebody in Texas, just like if you warn somebody, don't touch my car, don't come into my house, and that person proceeds to open up the door and come to your house, you have the right to defend yourself. And that's what the attorney is going to say about this case. So I hope this young man wins this case. I'm glad he's home with his mother and father. They're going to need security, and they're still going to need help from the community. He has gotten over $400,000 from the black community. We are on code with this case, just like they're on code with their cases. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.